Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Build a routine with Ollie that supports your wellness needs, like getting your daily vitamins and minerals with Ollie's multi-gummies, or keeping your mood upbeat with all the vitamin D in Hello Happy. Give your gut health some support with probiotics, and wake up feeling refreshed after taking Ollie Sleep. Do wellness on your terms. Find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice. Hey everybody, it's Walker, and in this week's episode, Milton is giving notes. He's giving notes to actor Chris Petrovsky, who is doing a monologue from All My Sons. This is both an audio and video episode, so if you want to watch the video version, you can do so on Spotify. And that's it. Hope you enjoy it. As always, you can find out more information on our website, idon'tneedanactingclass.com.
It's just all mixed up with so many other things.
I know that it's a little bit like you're coming out of nothing, but just be clear why you're starting it. Why exactly you're saying it's mixed up with a lot of other things. Make sure what the it is.
You remember I told you overseas I was in command of a company? Well, I lost them. Just about all.
Be aware where this monologue is headed, where it's going at the end. Be aware of the end when you start it. The fact that you lost the men is completely realized, but just have a sense of where this monologue is headed and how that particular piece of information feeds into it.
And it takes some time to toss that off. Because they weren't just men. For instance, one time it had been raining for several days, and this kid, he came to me and he gave me his last pair of dry socks. Put them in my pocket. I mean, that's just a little thing, but these are the kind of guys I had. They didn't die. They killed themselves for each other. And I mean that exactly, because if they were just a little bit more selfish, then they would still be here today.
I love how you slip into that memory. I think it's one of those moments where there's a reason this monologue exists. There is an impulse for this monologue, but you're able to leave it just briefly for that memory.
And I got this idea. as I was standing there watching them go down. It seemed to me like everything was being destroyed. You see, but one good thing was made. And that was a kind of responsibility. Man for man. You understand me? To show that. To bring that out to the earth like it was some kind of monument. And people could feel that standing there behind him, and it would make a difference to them.
I would say as you move back into, I had this idea that let the memory go. Get back to, I mean, it's huge. Going there is not something you can do for very long. But the fact that you had this idea, I think it needs to bring you back into the whole thrust, the whole impulse, the whole action for this monologue. And it is leading to, I had this idea, but then I saw what happened. So again, be aware where you're headed. Be aware of how you justified what happened, the horror of what happened, these beautiful men, and what happened to these beautiful men, and how you justified it, but how it absolutely was totally it went a totally different direction.
But it was incredible. I mean, I came home and there was no meaning in it here. The whole thing to them was like some kind of a bus accident.
Don't lose the sense of how horrible it was. I mean, this is an indictment of everyone who's living now, of everyone who sits back and takes care of their days while there are people dying. And we remove ourselves from it because we don't want to face it. So don't lose that size.
I went to work with Dad in that rat race again. I felt what you said. Felt ashamed somehow. Because nobody had changed at all. And it seemed to make suckers out of a lot of the guys that died. It felt wrong to be alive. To open a bank book. Drive a new car.
Be careful here. Don't get too theatrical. Don't go into that. Drive a car and go. Don't go into that tone. It's hard. It's hard. I think what you're getting with him is he's a man, and that's something that's been missing. He always comes off as a boy, but he's really a man who has realized this. And it's amazing that he hasn't gotten bitter, but what he has become is aware.
Seeing you, refrigerator. I mean, you can take these things out of the war, but you have got to know that when you get inside that car, you have got to know that that came out of the love that a man can have for another man. And you've got to be a little bit better because of that, because if you don't, then it's all just loot. And it's got blood on it. And I didn't want any of it. And I guess that included you.
It's very good, but it needs to have more strength of someone who has had this phenomenal revelation about everything that has to do with America, everything that has to do with its loot. So don't get poetic. Don't get. I wouldn't go that direction. It's a little bit too precious. And I would go there.